When I first met Sara, it was the greatest thing. She was the one.
We were dating about 7 months, and he was getting ready to deploy to Iraq, and so we went and eloped. When Quinn came home from Iraq, we started arguing about everything.
It'd get to the point where it was nose to nose, face to face, arguing back and forth.
Our fights would get very physical. I would start punching. I was the aggressor.
Full blow knuckles to the face, back of the head, ears, stomach, groin, just anywhere.
He would try and block me. He would try and keep me from doing it.
I would never hit Sara back because I was raised to not put my hands on a woman.
One time I ended up shattering a glass door over the top of his head.
He ended up getting 7 or 8 stitches. She's busted my lip. She's cracked one of my teeth. I've had bruises all over my legs.
I don't know how to control my anger.
Sara's beyond out of control.
Quinn calls the police because he was tired of being hurt.
She's been arrested for domestic violence twice.
One of the times I was arrested, I spent 5 days in jail. If I get arrested for domestic violence again, I'm looking at spending up to a year in jail. It scares the hell out of me. I feel horrible about what I did to him. I don't understand how I could do it and why I did it.
I'm terrified that one day she's going to come unhinged. Somebody in this world is going to have to pay for it.
Okay, now you two have not seen each other in a month.
Correct.
Correct? But you've been married for 5 years.
Correct.
Right? There are children involved?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
We have a 2-year-old little girl, and we have a 6.5-month-old little boy.
Mm-hmm. And why are you here?
I have an anger issue, and I don't have good relationships with my family, and I need help.
What are you so angry about?
I'm angry at my parents. I'm angry at the kind of marriage I've had. I want to fix it all. I want a normal life.
Are you a victim, perpetrator, or both?
Both.
You're a victim of what?
Abuse, child abuse.
And who abused you?
My dad.
And where is he?
He's here today.
I don't see him. Where is he? Would it surprise you that he's not going to participate?
No.
Because he was here to participate, and he's participated in some of the pre-show work, but when it came down to sign a typical release for the show, he said he wouldn't sign it. And I would have thought he would have been the first one out here, because the fact of the matter is he has abused you, correct?
Yes.
And he's gone to jail for it.
Yes.
And now he's seeing the results of that in your life with the rage and anger that you have now. But he opted not to participate. Why are you here?
Because I need to get everything off my chest towards my wife and get her to actually realize what she has put me through and why my mind is the way it is towards her.
I blame my parents for why I have so much anger built up. I was physically abused by my dad.
My husband never laid a hand on her until that day when she was 16 years old.
I don't look at it as it was discipline, it was more abuse.
I spanked her with a belt because talking to her wasn't doing any good.
I did get regular spankings when I was 16. My dad has probably physically hit me more than 20 times.
I never laid a hand on her.
My mom never stood up to my dad, and she would say one thing to us, but when he said something, she would take his side.
I don't know where she gets this, that all we did was beat her and scream and yell at her, because we never did anything like that.
There's some things bothering her. I don't know what they are, but I know something's eating at her inside big time.
I have so much rage towards him.
The way Sara acts and her aggression, I don't know what causes it.
One time I was staying at Quinn's parents' house and I overheard his mom talking about me. I confronted her, I hit her.
We just went round and round and round in circles. I ripped her shirt, broke her necklace.
I punched her in the face multiple times, pulled her hair. I beat the crap out of her.
I got in the middle and separated them.
It blacked one eye, bled across my nose, and blacked my other eye.
Her forehead was swollen up almost the size of a small volleyball.
I was completely dumbfounded that it happened.
I felt bad. Can't believe I did it.
I did not call the police on her. She told Quinn that if the police were called and she went to jail, that when she got out, she would kill me.
What do you think about that when you look back on it? I mean, because you just described attacking your husband's mother. You said you beat her up, her head's swollen up, you've hit her in the face, and then threatened to kill her if you were held to account for what you had done. Looking back on that now, what do you say about that?
I don't know why I did it. I can't believe I did something like that. I don't see how I'm capable of saying that, how I'm capable of doing it. I love her. I've had more of a mother-daughter relationship with her than I have my own mom.
Even
For a
after
long
she
time.
beat me.
Even after she beat you up. Now, you've been incarcerated twice, once for 5 days, once for a few hours. You've been assigned to a 12-week anger management course.
How many of those did you miss and your counselor
Several.
just wrote off on them? So you didn't even have to go to them. You didn't even go because you didn't feel like it, you were tired, you were whatever,
No,
and
a
your
lot of
counselor
times
wrote
it
off
would
on
be
them.
we forgot or we had stuff going on
Doesn't
and we
matter
couldn't make it
why.
back.
Come
But
on.
I did
don't want to
go
hear
to
it.
some of
I
them.
don't want to hear it. Don't come here and tell me you want help and then defend missing half your anger management courses.
It's a waste.
Look, there's a legacy here, okay? It is true. Children learn what they live. If you think for 1 second that you did not write on the slate of who this girl is with what she grew up in and around, then you're just missing something, right? Your
No, I
husband
know
went
I-
to jail for abusing her.
He went to jail for spanking her.
Do you believe you have any responsibility, accountability for the way she is today?
Partly. Because, I mean, yeah, there's times when I would get mad about things, but I wouldn't take it out on my kids.
Children are products of their upbringing. If they grow up in turmoil, chaos, they watch abuse, whether it's directed at them or just around them, that changes who they are. It's like when you burn yourself really bad, it leaves a scar for the rest of your life. That's what happens when a child grows up in a chaotic, tumultuous environment.
I'm not going to deny my husband and I have had problems in the
Okay,
past.
I'm not interested in taking y'all's inventory. I just
But
want to
I'm
know
just-
if you acknowledge the fact that she did not grow up in a harmonious environment in which she was nurtured and taught to feel good about herself and have a series of success experiences on the family front.
Yes, she did. This child, up until she turned 12 or 13, when she hit puberty, I couldn't have asked for a sweeter child. We had no problems out of her whatsoever. When she hit puberty, the hormones, everything kicked in. We thought that's what the problem was, the hormones kicking in, and her body was changing. And
Okay, well then let's talk about what happened after 13.
it
Her
just,
father went to jail over her. Come on, are you kidding me?
I've had more than enough with Sara. I feel like divorce is the only solution.
I personally don't think he wants a divorce. He's just tired of being hurt.
I feel as if I am always on my tippy toes. I feel as if I do the smallest little thing wrong, she's going to get volatile again. Sarah's told me she wanted me back 1,000,001 times, and enough's enough. I'm done. I don't want anything to do with it anymore.
I don't want a divorce because I love him. I want to be with him the rest of my life.
If I don't get away from Sarah, I feel like I'm going to end up losing my mind, going crazy, because I feel like I've done everything I can do.
Perception is reality. If that's how she perceives it, then for her, however demented or distorted that may be, and it may be, that is her reality at this point. Okay, so it puzzles me that you would look at her and say, gee, I can't imagine why she would be emotionally up and down. You say, how does this lead to adultery? Because this is a woman that hates herself. She hates everything she stands for. She hates what she does. She hates who she is. And so she goes on self-destruct. With people that are abusive, there is a powerful sense of entitlement. I am entitled. I want immediate gratification. Give me what I want when I want it, and I want it now. And that is exactly who she is, and that's exactly why her frustration tolerance is about like that. When the children that are 2 don't act like they're 15, she doesn't get it and has no patience for that. When he is gone and she is frustrated, she wants immediate gratification. Go find some loser up here and have an affair. Immediate gratification. And she justifies it because to her, men are a source of pain, so screw you. And by God, when you get back, I will beat on you just to vent, because she builds up anxiety to the point that she is going to explode. And if she can beat on you, yell at you, throw things at you, then that vents and lets the anxiety deplete for a minute, and then she's like, oh my God.
Tomorrow morning. Until tomorrow
Exactly,
morning.
and then it starts building right back up. So that's how all of this ties together. When you see anger on the outside, yelling, screaming, throwing, fighting, cussing, hitting, all of that, if you just peel that layer off, what you see behind it is a lot of pain.
Yes.
Children that are the subject of abuse, neglect, bad modeling, bad environment, bad exposure, whatever, have zero accountability for that because you're a child. You are a victim in that sense, and I am sorry if you grew up with even a part of your life being painful. I'm sorry that you grew up with that. You have zero accountability. But you know what you do have accountability for? What you do about it now, because you are an adult, and adults have the choice to choose. And you have to choose. And the first thing you have to choose is to stop all of your defensiveness, stop all of your blaming of your past, stop all of your justifying it by what he does or doesn't do or what the children do or don't do. You need to be big enough to acknowledge that you are broken.
I am.
That you are broken. And you need to stop blaming your mother and father because you want to vent at them. And you need to stop blaming your husband because you want to vent at him. And you want to stop taking it out on your children because they're not big enough to fight back. There comes a time when you got to rise above your raisin. You got to choose to be different. You got to choose to be a different person. And you can make choices about this.
Well, like I've told Renee, I don't want to be a bad mom. I want to be better for my kids than what was done for me. I don't want them to have the life I had.
If you want to be a better mother, you have to become a better person. And to become a better person, you have to heal what is broken in you. And you can't do that if you keep fighting against the people in your life that love you and want the best for you. It is premature for you to divorce her at this point. You need to give her and all of my team a chance to find out who this woman really is. It is premature to do that. It's premature for you. It's premature for your children. Your job between now and that time is to protect your children. You do not one time for 1 minute under any circumstances leave those children unsupervised with her. Do not do it unless and until the professionals that are going to become involved say she is safe to be around those children. Don't you do it one time. If you do, that's negligence on your part, and I'm putting you on notice to do that.
I want to remove myself from her. Whether she gets the help or not, there's nothing that's going to take away the mental scars that I have and the physical scars on my body.
It's going to take you longer to do what you're saying you want to do than it's going to take us to turn her in a significant way. Just cool your jets. Your feelings may change, and your children deserve the right for their parents to make every effort to try to work this out in an amicable way. You got the rest of your life to get a divorce. Give me 45 days to make a change. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.